Hello everybody, I wanted to make this extra lecture to show you how to customize banners and images on your blog to make them fit in with the theme so they look, well, like this. If you notice how I've managed to get these all uniform, they're all lined up. Same with these here. Now they weren't like that when I uploaded the images first of all. The images weren't the right sizes exactly, so therefore they were kind of all over the place and they weren't matching up. This one was narrower and longer and this one was wider, and the same with this one was too narrow. So how I did this is really quite simple. I'm in the theme customization area of my WordPress admin dashboard. Now this particular theme here is called ColorMag. It's the theme that I use in the Level 1 course where I teach students how to build a blog from the ground up. This is the theme I use, ColorMag. It's a free theme. And within the customization area of the theme, if we just go to widgets, and if I choose the widget area that contains these two images here, which is the front page area beside the slider, just open it up here. Now this code here, this is just the code that we used in the last lecture when we were looking at linking images. We were looking at adding banners and linking them through to a destination place. So that could be and would often be to an affiliate product page, but you may just want to link to another page or a post on your own blog. It really doesn't matter, it's the exact same code. Now this looks like a lot of code because there are two banners or two images here in this widget. And in fact, this top one is linked to a post, so it goes to a post, and this bottom one has not yet been linked to anywhere. In fact, let me show you this one down here because that's going to be easier because there's a lot of code in this one. So this is the front page content top section. Let's open this one up. Okay, now this is easier for you to see. Now I'm creating this particular lecture in a lower screen resolution than I normally would when I'm showing something like this because it's important that you can see the entire screen. So if you're on a mobile device, you might have to enlarge this so you can see exactly what I'm doing. In fact, maybe I'll just bring up a notepad as well in a minute, just so you can see really well. So this code here relates to this particular image or banner here. Whether it's an image or whether it's a banner linking to somewhere, it's irrelevant for this. I'm just going to show you how to get the sizing right so it all matches on the page. So if we take a look at the code, let me bring up a notepad and I'll just take this code here. Now this is the code just pasted onto a notepad. Hopefully this is helping you to see it better. But right here you'll see there's an extra bit in the code, width equals 799. Now that's pixels. If I change this number here, that's going to change the size of this image. So let's do that and see what happens. Let's change it from 799 to 500. And look what's happened. The image is now completely the wrong size. Now in order to get it the right size, so if it's the wrong size to begin with, to get it the right size, you have to experiment a bit. So I had to experiment a little bit with the number that I put in here. So this number here, I had to experiment a little bit with it in order to get the sizing right. So really, all you need to do is add this little bit of code here, and you add it before the alt text, before the alternative text. And just by adding width equals and then entering a number here, that should resize the actual image. Now, if it doesn't resize the image, so if that doesn't work, if nothing happens when you just enter width equals and then a number, and don't forget to put the parentheses in, then you may need to enter the height as well. And you just do that like this. So all I've done now is I've added width equals and then height equals. Now this is pixels, but you don't need to enter that. You just enter the number and the parentheses. But you must have the equal sign as well, so don't forget that. It doesn't really matter if there's a space after or before the equal sign. In HTML that is irrelevant, as long as you don't miss out any of the parts of the actual coding itself. So if by entering width equals parentheses and then the number and then close parentheses, if that doesn't change the size of the image, then try entering the height as well. Now with this theme and with a lot of themes, just by entering the width, that resizes the image or the banner and it keeps the perspective. So it keeps the dimension perspective. But if your theme doesn't do that, then simply also add the height. And experiment until you get it exactly the way you want it on the page. I'm just going to change this back to what it was before, which was 799. The page just automatically refreshes, and now we can see the image has gone back to what it was before, and it now matches and fits in with the rest of the page. Now when you've made a change, every time you make a change, don't forget to hit save and publish. And then you can come out of the customization area. And that is it, folks. It's really very simple to customize the images on your page, but if you don't know how to do it, it can be a bit frustrating. You think you've got to resize the images and keep changing the size of the images before you upload them. You don't need to do that. You can do that all in the customization area and get them looking just the way you want them to look on the page.